a nice transition zone. So you can see at the top, it's a lot coarser grained. It looks like there's some sand in there, and then it goes down to a lot finer grain where we hit some nice clays.
For geologist Sarah Wynn, every sample extracted at this soil testing site in the Delta tells a story going back thousands of years.
Right now we're currently at 40 feet. We're going all the way down to 250.
The Delta Conveyance Project, which would capture and move water, includes a 45-mile tunnel route in the northern Sacramento-San Joaquin Delta near the town of Hood to the existing Bethany Reservoir at the beginning of the California Aqueduct. Constructing a 45-mile tunnel 150 feet below the surface first starts with understanding the geologic territory. Soil testing is important to developing alternative designs of the Delta Conveyance Project and understanding the potential environmental impacts and feasibility of mitigation. Soil testing is also essential to selecting a tunnel alignment and boring machines with the appropriately designed cutter heads and lining systems, as well as to fine-tuning the designs of the Delta Conveyance Project's 2 intake structures on the Sacramento River and new facilities in the South Delta to connect to the existing State Water Project. Identifying the precise geological characteristics along potential alignments is foundational to a successful and safely constructed project.
After we take the samples, I'll keep them all nice and dry and beautiful, and we'll have somebody from our lab come and pick them up. And they'll probably run a variety of tests on them, depending. There's plasticity index testing, there's porosity, strength testing, shear strength, compression strength testing, just to see if this is stuff that's compatible with our construction design.
Identifying the ground characteristics along the Delta Conveyance Project alignment is best performed by applying 2 common methods. One option is to sample at a test site through vertical borings that range from 50 to 300 feet deep and are typically 4 to 8 inches in diameter. Soil is collected and tests are performed at select depths. A geologist documents observations, and soil is sent to a laboratory for additional testing. Another option is to perform a cone penetration test, where an approximately 1.5-inch diameter cone is pushed as deep as 200 feet into the ground. The tip and sleeve of the descending cone detect changes in friction and pressure. These measurements reveal various characteristics about the soil. Testing requires temporary access to both public and private property. Both the initial soil testing and the potential ensuing larger investigation require a comprehensive approach to anticipating any on-site discovery so that the activity can take place in the most sensitive manner possible to the natural and human resources.
Each day that we come on site, we do a site inspection. This is a daily inspection by biologists, such as myself, that we're looking for biological resources on site, wildlife that may have come onto the site that could be threatened by the work that we're doing. And we're trying to make sure that we're having as little impact as possible to each site out here. So we're trying to make sure that every day that it's as clean as possible, that everything has been contained, and that we are leaving the site as good as when we got here, and making sure that any impacts that we have on the environment or on the wildlife are kept to an absolute minimum.
Wildlife habitat is not the only concern at the drilling sites. The Delta is home to numerous Native American tribes who subsisted on the natural resources of the landscape. Many Delta levees, for example, were initially constructed using available materials nearby, which could have included items associated with Native American habitation. The DCA coordinates with tribal representatives as well as archaeologists to inspect testing sites. The DCA staff works closely with landowners to avoid interfering with farming or harvest operations. The farmland upon which the soil investigation takes place is returned to its original state.
We have a lot of responsibilities to the properties as we enter and exit the properties. One of the things I want to make sure we do is leave the property the same way that we found the property. As you can see, we have this tarp down. This contains the whole work site into one zone. So as we leave, we can easily roll this containment up, and it's almost not visible that we were here. We leave a very minimal footprint.
After we finish, we get to our goal of 250 feet. they'll pump out the hole, they'll pump out the drilling mud that we've introduced, and then they'll run pipe all the way back down to the bottom. And through that pipe, we'll pump in a Portland cement water mix to DWR standards. That's what we use to abandon the hole.
Limited soil testing commenced in 2020 as an initial study to inform the Delta Conveyance Project's environmental impact report and enhance the understanding of subsurface conditions Delta-wide. This testing thus far has included 223 soil borings and 103 cone penetration tests along the 3 conveyance alignments that were considered in the environmental impact report before the project was approved by DWR. A far more extensive soil investigation will be implemented to fully understand the soil conditions and complete design for the approved project alignment. For more information, follow us on social media and visit our website at dcdca.org.